The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
Spring afternoon, the new Canaan Rams getting set for the FCIAC playoffs semifinals matchup with the Ridgefield Tigers, rocking the orange on the opposite side of the field. We are down to 4 in girls lacrosse. New Canaan and Ridgefield first. Darien Staples will follow suit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Renito standing alongside Kevin Coleman as we get set for the second meeting of the season between New Canaan and Ridgefield. It is the second year in a row they are going to meet in the FCIAC semifinals. The Rams won last season 14-7 to advance to the championship game. They won just 2 weeks ago 16-9 against the Tigers at Tiger Hollow. Kevin, let's start with Ridgefield. What do they have to do differently today to come out victorious in this matchup?
Well, it starts with Caroline Colonel. I think she needs to have another great game here. And how about the freshman goalie, Lexi Held? She needs to stand on her head again. What a performance she put on in that double overtime thriller against Greenwich in the quarterfinals. Frank, we spoke about it even after the game. We were just so amazed at what the performance that she put on as a freshman, how composed she was for a young kid to be able to make some unbelievable saves to secure Ridgefield's spot in this semifinal game.
And composure was exactly the word Coach Berger used in talking with her before the game. So impressed with the freshmen's play down the stretch in their 15-14 double overtime win over Greenwich. New Canaan got here with a 10-9 win over number 7 Fairfield Ward. Very balanced scoring, no player with more than 2 goals. But again, Kevin, a game in which New Canaan had a big lead and saw it dissipate. They were lucky to hold on for that 1-goal victory.
Yeah, all season long, it seems like New Canaan's had a little bit of a difficult time hanging on to those leads, finishing out games strong. And you saw in that Ridgefield game, they got out to a quick lead, and then Ridgefield went on that huge run to really cut back into that game, only trailing by 1 goal. It was 9-8, and you really thought it was a brand new ball game. And then New Canaan, coming back in that second half, that fourth quarter was big, scoring some big goals. And in that game as well, a matchup that I'm looking forward to seeing is the chemistry between Gianna Bruno and Braden Dial. And those two were just lights out against the Ridgefield Tigers, especially in that second half, getting some big goals to extend that lead and secure that win.
Dial had 4 points in the quarterfinal victory, 3 assists and a goal. On the other side for Ridgefield, what was most impressive was the senior leadership stepping up. Their captains having huge games, specifically Ann Hayes, who had 2 goals, and Caitlin McMullen with 4 goals, including the overtime winner. You want to get depth scoring, but really at the high school level at this time of year, you're expecting your leaders, your seniors, to step up and take over and control the fate of their team.
And I think one of those big leaders today comes on the Ridgefield side. It's Annie Hayes. She needs to do a great job of being a great leader. I thought she's been excellent all season long. One of the key leaders, key scorers for the Ridgefield Tigers. Her and Caroline Colonel, you see, have that great chemistry on the field and also have it off.
On the other side for the Rams, it'll be the captain, Cameron Armstrong, who's going to be called upon to do much of the heavy lifting. As the Tigers are wearing all orange, they'll move from right to left on the screen in the first half. New Canaan in all white. We were supposed to be at Harbor Yard. Weather has brought us to Norwalk. We're not complaining. We apologize. We're a little bit limited with our production today. The weather, maybe even worse than we anticipated, but either way, we will have both girls FCIAC semifinal matchups here on the HAN network, as it'll be Ozimek and Colonel getting set for this opening draw. Colonel was so good in the quarterfinals against Greenwich. She was great back on May 4th against the Rams, and she wins the opening draw here. Kevin, we saw New Canaan use 4 different girls on draws in that win over Ridgefield earlier this season.
I'm a little surprised that that New Canaan went with Julia Ozimek to start the game off there. Thought maybe we'd see Campbell Armstrong to start the game, but expect to see that face-off may change a little bit, but you talk about Caroline Colonel in that face-off circle. How important was she in that quarterfinal game against Greenwich? Some of those key face-off wins led to some big goals.
So it'll be the Tigers' first on possession here. A pass towards the middle is behind Colonel's intended target, and Carly Bucci has her first ground ball of the afternoon. Up ahead, looking for Dial. It's boxed into a corner, now finds Jane Tarleton. Good ride coming here from the Tigers. They force a turnover. Colonel's got a ground ball looking towards the front of the cage. She's got a lane to the net. Shot on goal, and the first goal goes for Ridgefield.
There she is, Caroline Colonel. Even the Canaan coaching staff before the game was giving her high praise and knew that she was going to be someone that's going to give the Canaan Rams a lot of trouble this afternoon. And great strip, good defensive play. And she uses that athleticism to get through and get to the net and get the first goal of the game. It's a big goal here for the Tigers.
It is defense to offense as the ride pressure forced the turnover on Dial. Colonel the ground ball and then takes it to the rack herself. 1-0 Ridgefield, just 59 seconds in. Getting set for the second draw now, Ozemek and Colonel. Up opportunity again, and Colonel climbing the ladder, comes away with another one. Check from behind by Bucci, and a foul called. Tigers will take possession and reset.
Caroline Colonel, again, just so strong in that face-off circle. Doing a great job of getting that stick high up, secure that ball, and you got to give credit to Carly Bucci. Almost a good defensive play, which gets called for the foul.
Now it is Ann Hage getting her first touch. Tried to work into her left, good defense there from Charlton. Colonel put it on the floor momentarily, able to recover. She's guarded by Sydney Ozemek, 17 in white. Good check there, and Colonel back on it. Pass inside. Hayes stepped around a defender. Shot towards the net. Down low. She beats Blair in the 5-hole.
Great shot there by Annie Hage. The captain getting a big goal here. Tigers taking a 2-0 lead now.
Just a minute 47 in.
A little bit of a different feel from that last time these two met. New Canaan got off to a really hot start.
As the Rams look shell-shocked early on. And quickly a change in the draw circle. Carly Bucci is going to step in. And a different result. As Flamenco hit the deck. Now a foul comes in here. The Tigers take over. A good contingent of Ridgefield fans out in attendance tonight.
You hear that bench too, they're getting excited. FCIAC semifinal game.
As it's Carly Smith up ahead. Carly Bucci knocked down a pass intended for Flamenco, but it finds its way through. Over to Colonel on the left wing. She's at the 15-yard line and now retreats back.
Good defense here by Ozemek.
A little too aggressive that time, so a foul called. And the reset coming. You can see early on, Kev, the conditions playing a factor. Very slick out there with the rain still falling. These girls have to be extra sure that that ball is still in the pocket.
It's not a great day here to play lacrosse. Got a little fog too, as you can see on your screens. We talk about that slick turf. It's going to cause that ball to come out a little bit and even cause some players to trip and fall.
So Kaylee Tania now free position. She's got a good look at the cage.
Keep an eye on Caroline Colonel here at the bottom of your screen.
Has a shot down low and finished again. Off the free position, Tania makes it 3-0. And we are only 3 minutes and 13 seconds in.
And we're going to see a timeout called here by New Canaan.
And a smart one at that. Coach Woods calls him over. She'll talk it over. 21:47 remaining. 3-0 Tigers on the HAN network.
Part of banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
MrHandymanCT.com. Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com. Back on the HA Network at Testa Field on the campus of Norwalk High. A special thanks to Norwalk's athletic director, Doug Marchetti, as we showed up with late notice this morning. Doug's so helpful all the time, always makes our trips to Norwalk that much easier. We really do appreciate it, Doug. And we're happy to be here for the girls' semifinals. An early Tigers lead. They're up 3-0, just 3:13 into the first half. Battle for another ground ball, and again a draw control to the Tigers. Hage up ahead with speed. She's got time and space and will circle off to the left and now look for help as they'll set up on offense. Fourth offensive possession for Ridgefield. New Canaan yet to have possession on the right side of the 50.
If I'm Ridgefield here, kill some clock. Really work the ball around, be patient on offense.
As Colonel put it on the floor momentarily. Battle for the ground ball. It's up in the air, and they still scrum. Coming in trying to help was Hevesy.
This weather is still playing a little factor in this.
And a foul called here. It's on the Rams, and a free position coming to Ridgefield. Colonel's got it, and she's at the 18-yard line. I'll back her up outside the 20. Surveys her options. Might be thinking McMullen, but instead goes off to the right and will slow it down. Here's the freshman, Caitlin Slominko. She had 2 goals in that quarterfinal win over Greenwich. So check that time from Campbell Armstrong, but a little too aggressive with the stick. A good opportunity here for Slominko now off a free position.
And again, another freshman stepping up big here for the Ridgefield Tigers.
And she looks towards the net. Couldn't get a shot off in time, but was there a shooting space call? Yes, that is the case.
Like Ozmek got on the shooting lane. Again, another great opportunity here early on for the Tigers.
As going to the stick side and able to score is Slominko, 4-0. And it is all Ridgefield early on.
What a great start here for the Ridgefield Tigers. I don't think a lot of people expected this kind of a start. Canaan still looking to try and get their first possession. Right now, it's the Ridgefield Tigers who are doing a great job, not only in the face-off circle, but on the offensive end.
4 Tigers goals in under 5 minutes from 4 different goal scorers. And Ozemek now back into the draw circles. The Rams will do anything just to control one. Take the rock out of Colonel's hands. They're set and ready to go. Hopped out the opposite way. And again, it is Hage coming up with it. But a good check there. Now battle for the ground ball. Still loose here, and Colonel has it.
My goodness. Caroline Colonel, what a start to this game. How about Annie Hage there? Great hustle to try and get that ball. And again, New Canaan just doesn't have an answer here early on against the Tigers.
It's Colonel running through a couple of checks. Works from the top of your screen down to the bottom. Hands it over to Lucy Picard. She also had a pair of goals last game. Picard trying to put the shakes on Bucci. Walled off there. And now comes to Colonel on the left wing. Behind the net, it's McMullen. Circling around, trying to get a shot off, but there's no lane. Working on Hevesy, turning again, looking to shoot, shot down low, and Blair made the save. Ground ball opportunity still being popped around. Tigers have it, shot again, Picard scores.
Again, great awareness by Lucy Picard. That's a big goal.
5:58 gone by, 5-0 Ridgefield lead.
How about this start, Frank?
Well, to put it bluntly, Kevin,
My goodness.
I'm not even sure New Canaan knows what's happening right now. They look like they haven't showed up.
They look stunned.
They haven't had possession of the ball for more than 5 seconds, and the one time they did, it was a turnover that led to the first goal.
This is a Ridgefield team coming into this game, especially as a 6 seed against the 2. My goodness, what a start.
As Charlton finally able to control a draw for the Rams. Going back towards the behind the cage. Brooke Dean with it now.
Here we go. Finally you get to see the Rams here on offense. Right here, Carly Bucci is someone who is a real playmaker for the Rams all season long. We're going to try and find, they got to get a goal here. Get momentum back on their side.
Gianna Bruno barking out signals from behind the cage. What's most shocking about this right now, as a pass in front to Ozimek, she couldn't get the shot off, and a check was called here. But you've got the offensive set working, Kevin. Campbell Armstrong is out at midfield, not a part of the offensive set.
I was wondering where she was, but I think right now Braden Dial and Gianna Bruno are just so locked in the offensive end. But yes, Campbell Armstrong has to be involved in the offense.
As it's Tigger Nesbitt with it. Over to Dean, and now Bruno. Hands one off, and here is Dial. Spinning back, put it on the turf, and able to recollect.
Good defense early on by the Tigers.
Bucci with it, wants to get a shot off. No room to work. Back up top, and Dial has it now. Great defense here early from Ridgefield, but that one a bit too physical, and now a great opportunity for Dial on a free position.
Dial has been great at the free position all season long. Great opportunity here for New Canaan.
Lexi Hale standing 15 yards away. The first shot she'll face, and Dial converts. The Rams are on the board.
A big goal here for the New Canaan Rams. Giving up 5 straight goals to start the game. Braden Dial gets one back for them, and start to see if the momentum can shift over to New Canaan's way now.
So there will be no shutout. At the 7:52 mark, the Rams finally able to break through the lead back down to 4. It'll be Ozimek and Colonel again. And if New Canaan's going to claw back into this one, Kev, they need to continue winning draws.
It's not easy to do against Caroline Colonel. It's going to be a tough matchup all game long.
Opportunity here as Bucci goes up and comes away with it. Spins away from a couple of defenders, and it's quickly back over to Braden Dial. Armstrong has come up and joined the offense. All the way behind the net, and now it's Brooke Dean. Nesbitt off to her left. And they'll clear out for Armstrong.
There she goes on that right side.
She's working on the freshman Slamenko. Pass in front, and a quick save made by Held.
What a great look for the New Canaan Rams. Even better save by the freshman Lexi Held. She's got to be careful here. Gianna Bruno doing a nice job putting pressure on the freshman goalie.
As now it's Bonanno trying to escape trouble. Pass up ahead to Slamenko, now Fair Smith. Good job on the clear by the Tigers. Brooke Dean called for the illegal check. And now Ridgefield back onto the attack. It was a huge save from Held, and like you said, Kev, a great look. Good job by Armstrong. When the second defender came, she found the open teammate in front. As getting in the front here is Hage. Can't get a shot off, and a quick whistle there. Free position awarded.
Cameron Armstrong frustrated with that call. Ridgefield right now, and Annie Hage, great start.
.15:30 remaining, a 5-1 lead. Hage trying to get it back to 5 as that shot just missed wide left. Tanian backing up, able to recover the rebound.
How about Kaylee Tanian being right there to get that shot after it just goes wide? Great awareness.
As Tanian spinning around towards the front of the net, tried to get the shot off, but it was checked from behind. Ground ball here, and escaping from the scrum is Hoban. Now it'll be Colonel. Quickly to the left.
Ridgefield staying patient here. Not forcing anything.
Slaminko escaped the pressure of Armstrong, and then the cross check called.
Again, Cameron Armstrong not happy with that call. And here's the freshman again, another great opportunity with the free position.
Blair way out in the crease. Slaminko doesn't get a shot off here. An errant pass sailed past Tanian, but Colonel recovers before it skips out of bounds.
Great job there by Caroline Colonel. Get that ball right before it goes out of bounds.
She tries to get to the front of the net. Good job by Ozimek coming to help. 10.5 minutes gone by. The Tigers lead 5-1. They scored the first 5 goals of the game before Dial converted a free position opportunity, but the Ridgefield looking to strike again here.
Oh, what a move.
As Hage left Bucci in the dust.
Annie Hage breaking some ankles out there.
Pass inside. Slaminko couldn't control. Another ground ball. And coming away with it this time is Lee Charlton. Dial tried to control the pass. Another ground ball battle. It's near the sideline trying to steer it back in play, but it skips out. And it stays with Ridgefield as early errors plaguing the Rams.
Love the fight, though, between these two sides, trying to get that loose ball.
Lee deflected a pass momentarily. Tania got it right back. Colonel couldn't drive wide, needs help, and she comes back to Kaylee Tanian.
Good defense by Carly Bucci.
Hage, pass inside, turnaround shot, and it missed wide. As it was Fair Smith this time having to go.
Fair Smith, great look. How about the pass from Annie Hage? Just goes wide the net. Ridgefield putting on a lot of pressure here on this offensive possession.
There's Hoban towards the front, but another foul called. And again, the Tigers are free position. Very aggressive early on, and it is paying dividends. Great look here at Blair. A lot of room on the short side.
You see Caroline Colonel right there.
She gets towards the front, couldn't get the shot off momentarily, and now has to reset. Pass was deflected, and a great play by Jane Charlton.
Jane Charlton again, great defensive play. She's been clutch all season long for the Rams.
Only a freshman, and they are very excited that they've got 3 more years with her on the roster. Bucci comes back to Armstrong.
Let's see if they isolate here with Cameron Armstrong.
Now it's Dial, lone goal scorer here with 11:55 remaining in the first half. Behind the net, and she comes over to Brooke Dean. Campbell Armstrong and now Carly Bucci. Rams very patient here, trying to force one back inside though, and it didn't get through to Bucci. Ground ball here. Ozimek called for a check, battling for the ground ball. And it's going to be Ridgefield possession again. Another empty look on the offensive side for New Canaan.
Tigers doing a great job defensively today. Really doing a nice job shutting down the key goal scorers for New Canaan. They're moving so well in transition too.
Behind the net, Kaylee Tanian takes a pass from Maeve Tobin, who's out there for the first time this afternoon. Cutting to the front of the net is Tobin. Takes a pass, and the shot fell out of her stick before she could get all of it.
Great look by Tobin. Here's a good fight between these two.
Tobin battling it out with Caroline Shue.
It looks like Ridgefield's going to win this penalty here.
Tobin with it, and now over to Colonel. Coming up to join the play is Slaminko. She goes down to the dirt to scoop one up off the rug. Guarded by Bucci. Back over, and it's Picard. Has a step to the net, shot down low, and she beats Blair through the 5-hole.
Kept that shot low. Great shot by Picard, and that's her second of the game early on here. And how about this? Ridgefield, a 6-1 lead. Sometimes when you're getting a shot from far away like that, you just got to throw it low onto the net, and sure enough, that ball trickles in through the legs of Blair.
10:04 remaining. 6-1 Tiger advantage. As now Armstrong will get an opportunity in the draw circle.
I was wondering when we were going to start seeing Cameron Armstrong in there, because Caroline Colonel is having a field day in the faceoff circle.
Have to be all set, and now they go. I pop up here. Charlton comes away with it.
Nice shot by New Canaan. Win that faceoff.
Jane guarded there by Fair Smith. Now it's Dial behind the cage. Charlton again, trying to shake free. Shot down low, and it slips through. Held got a good piece of it, but not enough. And the Rams respond.
Nice job by Gianna Bruno just to throw it on the net there. Just goes through. Thought Lexi Held would have had that. Just squeaks through. The Rams catch a break there. That's a big goal here.
.938 remaining. And the lead back down to 4. Held so close to getting all of that one, just snuck under the stick after she got a big piece of it and trickled over the goal line. This one out the opposite way. Bucci couldn't control it the first time, taken down. The second time around, she'll get possession.
A good hustle by both players, but Carly Bucci just got knocked down by Annie Hage. Easy call for the referee to make.
And Charlton with it again, heading behind the cage. She'll go to the X. Thought about throwing one out in front. Bucci popped open late, but it was after. Pass went to Dial on the wing. Armstrong with it, trying to get by on that right side. Walled off there. Has to reset up top. Down low, Bruno with it to the front of the net. That's Dial, and she scores.
Back-to-back goals here for the Rams. Nice job by Braden Dial. Cut through a defender. And fire one past the freshman Lexi Held.
Her second of the game, the lead down to 3. There's 8:50 remaining, and you're watching FCIAC playoffs on the HAN network. First time Buchanan has scored consecutive goals.
Again, we'll see if this move to have Cameron Armstrong in the faceoffs X now will make a difference.
She's won her first 2. They go up again. Bounced around, and Colonel comes up with the ground ball after a couple of ricochets. Up ahead. Walled off by Ozimek. Advantage awarded. Now the play on. Campbell Armstrong does need to be careful, Kevin. She's come close to earning a yellow card a couple of times here, and now offside are the Rams.
And it's going to be on, looks like it's going to be on Campbell Armstrong.
There's one too many in the box. So Tanian behind the net, comes out towards Slaminko. It redirects back, and Colonel comes up with it. There's Picard leading all scores with 2 in the game. Hage had a lane to the net. Good job by Bucci coming over to help.
Great job by Bucci. Saw that open lane by Annie Hage.
Colonel trying to get around the defender, and she rang it off the post.
What a great look by Colonel. How about the move to get inside? Unfortunate that one hits the woodwork. So Canaan catches a break there.
As a stick got up around the face of Gianna Bruno, so they reset. All the way back to Shue. Across to Lee Charlton. Now Hevesy. Ozimek to the middle with Bucci, and they're able to cross midfield.
Great passes here by the New Canaan Rams. Here's
They'll
Dial.
add one more. Dial in all alone. She scores. Great break up ahead. Dial picks up the hat trick. The lead down to 2. 7:07 to play, and the Rams on the charge.
How about Braden Dial, and how about that pass from Bucci? Braden Dial always seems to find herself in open spots. In transition, she's got a hat trick here already in the first half.
And Coach Berger going to take a timeout, try to slow down the momentum. Ridgefield on top early. The Rams starting to climb back up. 6-4, 7:07 to play in the first half on the HAN Network.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday, now at 3 locations. 131 Kings Highway North in Westport, the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue, Norwalk, and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Back in Norwalk High on the HA Network, Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman bring you the FCIAC Girls Lacrosse Playoffs. Semifinal number 1 between New Canaan and Ridgefield. The Tigers a 6-4 lead, but we're seeing a different New Canaan team here in the second part of the first half, Kevin.
We are. You can tell that they're a little shell-shocked by this start. And I don't think they expected to be down 6-1, but credit them for coming back here, making it 6-4 now. And really, Braden Dial is just playing great right now. And, Carly Bucci, when you look at that transition they just had, that's the New Canaan we know. Moving in transition up the field like that and getting a break. Great passing by the Rams. And just like that, we're starting to see momentum shift with the Rams now.
One of the big changes that certainly has worked over this first half has been the insertion of Campbell Armstrong into the draw circle.
She's got that little bit of a height advantage on Caroline Colonel, but
Canaan certainly needs to be stronger on ground balls and avoid the costly turnovers. They cleaned it up specifically on that last goal with their clear. Great passing. They flipped fields. and were able to turn it into the odd man opportunity where Dial converted. 7:07 to play in the first half. 6-4 Ridgefield. Last 3 goals coming from the Rams. A ground ball here to the Tigers.
Caroline Colonel is just so good at the ground balls. She's got that extra little step. That's why Ridgefield's been having a lot of success here in this first half.
Slamenko checked off there. It's going to be on Ozimek. Now an opportunity for Caitlin Slamenko, the freshman, to end the run. Staring down Blair. She's already beat her once off a free position. A lot of room to work with here. Heading towards the net. Shot down low, and it goes through the 5-hole again. The scouting report is out, and it's shoot low on Blair. The Tigers back on top by 3.
How about the freshman having the awareness to keep that ball low? She bounces it on the turf, and it pops up, and it hits right on the top corner. Nice goal by the freshman, and the Tigers extend that lead back to 3.
(7-4). 6:19 to go when they met back on May 11th. Ridgefield trailed 9-3 with just 1 second remaining in the half before Colonel threw up a buzzer beater prayer that counted. And we've seen our share of comebacks in this series. But right now the script has been flipped. It is the Tigers with the early advantage.
And you're right, Frank. Still a lot of lacrosse to be played. New Canaan certainly has it in them to come back and really take advantage here and take back the lead. But right now, it's all Ridgefield.
As Bucci came away with the draw control. Good passing here. Now out in front, it's Bucci open. And a shooting space violation called. Free position for Bucci.
Boy, how about that pass? Bucci in a great spot here.
From the 12. Bucci to the net. Shot on goal, and she scores.
Great shot there by Carly Bucci. Has some little extra on that shot, too, as it goes by the freshman Lexi Held.
Back to 7-5. Both teams doing very well and awarded free positions now. We've talked all season long. 65% really is a number you want to be at in a game. If you're around that, maybe even higher, you're giving yourself a very good chance to win.
Right now, the Ridgefield Tigers see this face-off matchup. Credit Coach Woods for switching it up and putting Camille Armstrong in here. And you're right, Frank. You work for those high percentage shots, and when you do that, there's a great chance you're going to score and have a lead.
Backwards and climbing the ladder for this one's Bucci. And hunted by Colonel. She outruns her. She's past all of the Tiger defenders and heads for the back of the net. Double team coming. Great check by Fair Smith. And she earns possession as it's turned over.
Great defense by Fair Smith. We saw Carly Bucci come down, field the ball. You almost expect every time that Canaan's going to have a great chance to score.
Picard now showing off the speed as she works up ahead. Bruno comes with the double team. Stick was up high, and a whistle comes.
It was a good double team by New Canaan. Looks like right now.
They're going to give it back to Ridgefield, so some miscommunications there. With under 5 to play in the first half. Hage with it, heading towards the front of the net. Spins off of Shu, who lost a tire. Pass out in front, McMullen. Handcuffed her momentarily, couldn't get a quick shot off. Now she's trying to escape a double team. Over to Hage, open in front was Tanian, but instead she comes behind. Fair Smith couldn't get a shot off as a couple of Rams get tangled up in the crease.
Fair Smith had a great chance to score there. Credit the New Canaan Rams defense.
Tania into the front. Colonel, quick shot. She goes upstairs. 8-5 the lead.
What a pass from Tanian. And you leave Colonel open like that in front of the net. She's going to score every time. Great goal by the Ridgefield Tigers.
And New Canaan looked lost defensively, to say the least, on that possession. They're trying to switch with picks and crosses, and they're just a step too slow right now as the Tigers firing all cylinders offensively.
Again, that was a really great pass there by Tanian. Great cut inside by Caroline Colonel, and fires the net. We know how good of a shot she has.
Nesbitt goes out. Brooke Dean back in. Final 3:55 of the first half. FCIAC playoffs on the HAN network. Girls lacrosse semifinals today. Boys lacrosse semifinals tomorrow. We'll have baseball semis on Wednesday. Boys Lax Championship Thursday before the baseball finale on Friday night. Rams with an opportunity to respond. An 8-5 difference here. Bucci with it. Down the right side. Good defense from Hage. Pass up top, and it's Gianna Bruno. Over to Campbell Armstrong. Shakes her defender. Went towards the front, but a check there up around the face. And a free position coming to the Rams captain.
Campbell Armstrong just so good at getting through defenders, and almost Annie Hage made a nice defensive play, but a little too close up. Easy foul called by the referee.
Armstrong staring down the freshman held. We'll see if she can get the shot off in time. Good job defensively there by Megan O'Hara to recover.
Megan O'Hara again showcasing those defensive skills we've seen all season long from her for the Tigers.
Gianna Bruno with it. Looking to get towards the front now and finds herself in a triple team. Escapes the room with only Picard guarding her. Armstrong trying to cut through to the front. It's Dial behind the cage, and now Brooke Dean down in the right corner. Bucci with it. Around the net mouth from right to left. Pass out in front. Ozimek to the cage and scores.
How about the pass from Carly Bucci? Great finish by the New Canaan Rams.
2:07 remaining. Ozimek down low by the left foot, and the lead trimmed to 2 yet again.
We expect to see a nice finish here. 2:07 remaining. See Ridgefield defense all huddle up together. And this is a great matchup to watch. Colonel and Armstrong.
Hopped up again, 50-50 ball, and Colonel wins a race. Now with her eyes on the front of the net, she let a shot go from distance. Woo! How about that one?
Colonel. My goodness. What a shot. You saw the face-off there. Great job by her to field that ground ball, move up the field, get through a defender. You could tell her eyes lit up when she found that open lane. What a great goal there by Colonel. And, of course, she gets her hat trick here before the halftime.
Just 10 seconds after the Ozimek goal, as now the two teams exchanging blows. It'll be Armstrong and Colonel again. This one comes back in the Rams' control as Ozimek collects the draw. Sprinting down the sideline, Hage giving chase. Trying to wall her off towards the end line, but she'll hand off to Dial. Out for Armstrong. Stumbled for a moment and will reset with 1:30 to go in the half. Rams trail by 3. Number 6, Ridgefield, an early advantage. Semifinal number 1, and held, got a piece of the shot from Gianna Bruno.
That was a great look by Gianna Bruno. Cut through a defender, fire one on net. Great save by the freshman Lexi Held.
Smart play there by Jane Charlton, just boxing out Fair Smith, letting that ball roll out of bounds for the free reset. It's a pass from Bruno. Dial in front. The two connect again. The lead down to 2. 1:07 remaining. It's 9-7.
And again, you see that play. Gianna Bruno to Braden Dial. The two of them are a ton of fun to watch. Just that chemistry there. And great pass by Gianna Bruno. And even better finish right in front of the crease by Braden Dial.
The winner will face the winner in semifinal number 2, number 1 Darien and number 5 Staples. That one's set to start at 7 p.m. We will be here on the call. Officials taking some extra time, making sure everyone is set here. Now good to go. Out towards Carly Bucci, and she couldn't control it. Fair Smith, the benefactor of that. And she comes away on the opposite end.
Nice job by Fair Smith. Looks like it's going to be this foul's going to be on Ozimek.
55 seconds remaining. We'll see how aggressive the Tigers get or if they want to play for just one shot. Pass down low to Tobin. Up high to Picard. And now it is Colonel.
If I'm the Tigers, you got to work for the last shot here. Kill some clock. Keep momentum on your side going to the locker room.
Picard matched up against the freshman Charlton. She got a beat on her there, down low, and they beat Blair.
You see Picard again. Big goal for the Ridgefield Tigers. She too nets her hat trick in the first half. A little shake and bake and finds an opening and just throws that shot low and gets through Cameron Blair.
That one has got to be a little frustrating for the Rams as Bucci had an opportunity to control that last draw. Just couldn't come up with it cleanly, and instead of having a chance to trim the deficit to 1, they're chasing 3 now with 26 seconds remaining.
Canaan's got to win this faceoff here to try and at least get an offensive possession in before the half.
This one pops straight up. 50-50 ball. Ozimek shoved down to the turf, and the Rams will get possession with 21 seconds.
It's like Ozimek and Annie Hage collided together, and foul's going to be called on Annie Hage.
Plenty of time for the Rams to strike at least once more. Bucci with it. Pulls up momentarily. Clock down to 10. Back inside. Bucci a lane to the net. Shot up high. Count it.
Great job there by Carly Bucci. Getting through a wall of defenders. Still able to get a shot on net.
That'll give and go with Ozimek at 24-53. And it is a 2-goal difference with 7 seconds to play. With the athletes we have on the draw, though, Kevin, certainly enough time for either team to go down the opposite way and get a shot off.
Certainly Caroline Colonel and Campbell Armstrong, they both have the speed to get down and at least fire a shot before the whistle blows.
They'll be reset again. Popped out towards the right. Picard comes up with it. 3 seconds left. Bruno got in the way of a pass, and the buzzer will sound. 5 goals to start for Ridgefield, but the Rams able to pick away at the deficit. It's a 10-8 Tigers lead as we head into halftime. Kevin and I will step aside. For now, we throw it back to Shelton in our studio with Kate Chaplinsky for an in-game news update. Kate.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky, and this is your in-game news update on the HAN Network, bringing you the latest local news on Monday, May 22nd. Now, new details continue to emerge after New Canaan police last week arrested a father and son in connection to a March incident where a teen was injured at an underage drinking party. 59-year-old Douglas Knight was arrested on May 18th for interfering with a 911 call, as police alleged that the man instructed people at his home who were helping a youth who had sustained a head injury not to call 911. New Canaan police say that Knight arrived at his residence where an underage drinking party had been taking place on March 25th and where one of the youth attendees was injured and being cared for by other attendees. The injury victim was transported to the hospital, where sources say he remained for 5 nights before being released on March 30th. Police say also that Knight's son, Andrew, 18 years old, purchased alcoholic beverages at World of Beverages in Norwalk for what started as a New Canaan baseball team party. He was arrested on May 18th and charged with delivery of alcohol to a minor and permitting minors to possess alcohol. Police Chief Leon Krolikowski told the New Canaan Advertiser that there were dozens of rumors about how the 17-year-old baseball team member's head was injured. At the end of the investigation, the only person who had suggested that the injury might have been from an assault was a doctor at Norwalk Hospital emergency room. The doctor suggested that he thought the injury was not consistent with a fall. That led to a lengthy investigation of a possible assault, and the result, according to Krolikowski, was that no one witnessed or pointed to specific facts of assault. Now, our own New Canaan Advertiser continues to cover that story, and there's a lot more coverage at ncadvertiser.com. In other news, an 18-year-old Darien resident fell victim to an email scam involving a fraudulent check earlier this month. The teen was contacted by email at the start of May by an individual named Barbara B., who claimed to work at care.com. She offered the teen a dog-sitting job for a person moving from Canada to Darien. The teen was given the contact info of Nicole Doherty, who offered to pay the teen $35 an hour to care for 2 dogs for 6 hours a week. Now, Doherty told the teen she would send an advance check and a key to the Darien apartment where the dogs were. The teen provided her personal information and address to complete that transaction, and she received a check addressed to Keith Allen Clayton of San Diego, California, in the amount of $2,965 on May 8th, and she deposited it into her account. The following day, Doherty contacted the teen asking her to withdraw the funds once that check cleared. When she contacted her bank, she was informed that the check was fraudulent. However, she did not suffer any financial loss, but that investigation remains ongoing. And the Darien Police Department has issued a warning to residents to avoid potential pitfalls of internet scams such as this one. They say pet-sitting email scams like this one have been reported in other jurisdictions and can be researched online. You can get more at DarienTimes.com. And with the Memorial Day weekend coming, the National Click It or Ticket Enforcement Campaign takes place now through June 4th, and local police departments are part of the effort. The current fine for adults who are not wearing a seatbelt while traveling in a vehicle is $92, and all passengers under 18 are required to wear seatbelts, even passengers who are sitting in the rear of a vehicle. The current seatbelt fine for those under 18 years old is $120. Now, the #1 cause of death for children and teens in the U.S. is traffic crashes. Statistics show an average of 1 fatality every 14 minutes and 1 injury every 13 seconds due to car crashes. Statistics also show that the vehicle passengers have a 77% chance of surviving a fatal car crash if they are properly seatbelted. And finally, New Canaan resident Deborah Rose sent the Advertiser photos of a black bear, which she took on her Rocky Brook Road property last Thursday, May 18th, at about 8:15 in the morning. Rocky Brook is in the northeast section of town. The bear was apparently a fan of the birdseed in her feeder. The bear also had no trouble getting over a 4-foot fence surrounding that property. Rose said she shooed the bear away by clanging some pots together. But that does it for this in-game news update. For the latest local news, sports, and more, watch Coffee Break weekdays at 11 a.m. on HAN.network. This update was brought to you by Dave's RV.
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Base Star and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Sign-ups are now open for one of our most popular programs, the New England 80 Elite Lacrosse Division I and Division III showcases. With D1 and D3 coaches in attendance, players will receive a 60-minute webinar with Director of Recruiting Hans Hansen, a custom NE80 penny, custom shorts, and a video of all games. Last year's event sold out quickly, so sign up now for the next showcase coming in January 2018. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the Drive and Discover event. Now through May 31st.
Did you know heart attacks and strokes are the leading cause of death in America? Protect the health of you and your loved ones. Talk to a doctor about heart disease. Hi, I'm Dr. David Pazer with Pro Health Physicians, encouraging you to stay informed about health matters that affect you.
Pro Health Physicians is on the pulse of social media to share information about health and nutrition with the community. Get up-to-the-minute alerts, including Pro Health Physicians news and upcoming events. Connecticut's leading group of primary care doctors is just a click away.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back on the HAN network, and a change in net for the Rams. Blair to the bench. It is Caroline O'Day back in between the pipes. Kev, we saw O'Day. I believe the last time we saw O'Day was that game against Darien. She was pulled early on, and Blair came in, was strong. Flipped momentum for a good chunk of that game. Now the Rams are hoping for the same when they switch back.
We'll see if putting O'Day in can make a difference. A tough start for Cameron Blair, keeper for New Canaan.
The Rams won the last 10 minutes of the first quarter 6-4, but had dug a deep enough hole to start the game that they were still trail by 2. 10-8 the score. Ridgefield takes possession of the opening draw in the second half. And they now attack the cage on the right side of your screen as McMullen back to Colonel. Had a hat trick in the first half, has been far and away the best player on the field, Kevin.
You got to wonder, if Caroline Colonel isn't on this Tiger team, what kind of Tiger team is this?
We talked before about how you want your big-name players to show up in big spots. If New Canaan is going to get back into this one, Campbell Armstrong is going to have to step up. She was held scoreless in that first half. Not something you hear too often about the senior captain.
Yeah, got to credit the Ridgefield defense for shutting her down. She's so good at isolating and beating defenders 1v1. The Tigers did a nice job of doubling up on her, making life difficult.
There's McMullen with it. 4 goals in the quarterfinal game against Greenwich. None in that first half. Colonel trying to beat Ozimek on the run. In front, Picard shot off the post, and it comes all the way back out past the 30. Waiting at the 35, trying to recover there. And able to come away with that one is Samantha Lahaney. She spins away from trouble. Up ahead, Lahaney working. Had her pocket picked by Bucci. To Dial up ahead. Bruno off to her left. Brooke Dean was open on the right, but Dial's going all the way to the front of the net and then had it taken away by Bonanno. Dial's down on the turf, slow to get up. Bonanno to the middle with Slamenko. Up ahead, and Charlton read it beautifully.
How about the start to this second half here, Frank?
Frantic pace from both sides, and Jane Charlton will wisely slow things down as the freshman has been so consistent and playing beyond her years here.
How about the Tigers hitting the post for the second time today?
Bruno wanted to make a dash for the front of the net. Blocked off there. Up high to Armstrong. Now Bucci, and it's over to Ozimek on the right side. Here's Tigger Nesbitt with it. Brooke Dean around the cage. Up to Gianna Bruno. The two were line mates the past 2 seasons in the ice rink. They'll have one more go at it next winter, hoping to win their first FCIAC championship on the ice. They'd like to do it in lacrosse as well, and that's a good start. Armstrong inside. She's on the board, and the lead down to 1 for the first time since a minute 46 into this game.
There you go, Campbell Armstrong finally netting one this afternoon. That's a big goal, not only for her, but for the Rams. It's now they're only down 1, and they've looked like the better team that came out of the locker room here to start the second half.
Armstrong and Colonel continuing to battle it out. In the draw circle. This one off to the right side near New Canaan's end of the field. Loose ball here, and a Tigers player was sent down to the ground. It'll be Slamenko to reset. Colonel wide open, Kev, in the middle of the field. They get it up to her. Lane to the net. She goes down to Tania and shot down low, and they score.
You drew it up there, Frank. You saw it. Colonel was left alone. It was a 3-on-1. Great finish by Tania after a great pass from Caroline Colonel.
It's an unfortunate break for the Rams when you think about where the players were off the reset. Perfectly executed by the Tigers, and it is quickly a 2-goal game again.
Again, Caroline Colonel doing it all this afternoon so far for the Tigers.
Again, Armstrong and Colonel. They've been pretty evenly balanced here in the circle, Kevin.
They have. Moving Campbell back to the faceoff circle was the right move.
That's another foul on New Canaan. Up ahead to Slamenko. If the Tigers are out quick enough, they've got numbers to run with.
But the foul is on Campbell Armstrong in the faceoff circle.
Caroline Colonel with it. She scored from this distance earlier in the game. Instead, will pass off to Slamenko this time around.
Tanian was wide open in the middle. Tigers missed out.
Top to Picard. And guarded tightly by Bucci. Behind the cage, Colonel wants to get to the front. Check from Bucci was up high, and it'll be a reset. And Colonel with the free position opportunity. From where she is, Kev, unlikely she takes a step. Most likely just going to wind up and let it fly.
Great spot here for Colonel. You know how powerful a shot she has.
Lets it go down low, and it just skipped wide on the right side.
And a great look by Colonel. Just goes wide. Ridgefield hanging on to the ball here. Again, if I'm Ridgefield, really work the ball around here. Work for that high percentage shot.
This is Slamenko with it. That's Maeve Tobin, I beg your pardon. Now Picard.
I like that, Picard. Staying patient, staying composed.
Armstrong guarding the freshman Slamenko, who spins around, sends one to the left post. Did not miss by much. How about the move from the freshman?
Woo. Slick move by the freshman there. Little spin move. And ball just, and I mean just, went wide of the net.
Tigers controlling the pace now early on in the second half. Picard looking for a cutting Colonel, but instead stuck isolating against Carly Bucci. Finds Tobin cutting to the front, and a big save from O'Day, who saw it beautifully.
That's a big save for O'Day. Big confidence boost here after not starting the game and getting put in during halftime.
A smart play there by O'Day, too, dropping that one back into the crease. And then a crease violation against looks like it's going to be on the Rams. I don't think she was actually allowed to roll that back in and step in one more time. Almost had her fooled originally, but O'Day in a lot of trouble now. Tanian on the right side. Colonel is alone in front of the net, 5 yards out. There is not a Ram within 10 yards of her, Kevin.
Ridgefield Tigers getting a birthday present here. You could hear Coach Wood saying she can move around in the crease and try and deflect the pass, Frank.
She needs her on the edge, as close as she could possibly be. We've lost almost a minute of time as the pass. Nice move by Tanian towards the front of the net. Faked the pass, took it herself, and the lead back to 3 for the Tigers.
Boy, I think everyone expected her to pass the Caroline Colonel. Fakes it, and that ball just squeaks in. Another big goal for the Ridgefield Tigers.
3-goal advantage. Coach Woods out onto the field wants an explanation for what happened there.
Kaylee Tania netting her hat trick.
Both teams with one timeout remaining.
And now you're going to see both coaches come into a meeting with the referees. They're going to discuss about what they just called there. Looks like both coaches are on the same page. Obviously, Coach Woods a little bit more frustrated.
You remember in that Darien game, Kevin, it was the clearing passes that really proved problematic for O'Day. It wasn't goals that she was letting in that was the reason they yanked her in that one, just struggled with those clears. The Tigers as good as anyone with their ride and the pressure they apply, as it came back to haunt the Rams there. But a big draw control for New Canaan, and now an opportunity to get the lead back down to 2. You're watching the 2017 FCIAC postseason on the HAN Network. Girls Lacrosse Semifinals game number 1. New Canaan and Ridgefield, Darien and Staples coming up at 7 o'clock on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network. That's Dial behind the net, trying to shake free of Bonanno.
Good defense by Bonanno.
Gianna Bruno with it. The Ridgefield defense fueled by the offensive momentum right now. The zone allowing no opportunities for the Rams. Bruno towards the front, couldn't get the shot off, and a check was deemed illegal against Ridgefield, and now Bruno a free position.
Great chance here for Gianna Bruno and New Canaan Rams.
Towards the front of the cage, shot and a save made by Held. Ground ball was shoveled towards the net, and Held comes up with it.
The freshman shining under the big lights here in the semifinal with a big save. And arguably one of the best players on the New Canaan roster in Gianna Bruno. What a save by the freshman Lexi Held.
Bonanno in trouble. Up ahead, and it gets through to Slamenko. Now the freshman with all the room in the world can work down the left hash mark. Still not picked up. Finally, Hevesy puts a body on her. The Tigers should be in no rush here. As they control this one and work it around the outside. Colonel looking for an option in front. Trying to shake past Charlton. Switches to the left hand.
It looked like it was a crease violation here on Caroline Colonel.
Just couldn't walk the line. She thought there might have been a check around her face. Pass over to Caroline Shue now. Rams trying to clear. They have to go back to go forward with Charlton. Into the crease with O'Day again.
Nice job by the Tigers here, putting a lot of pressure on the Rams in their own end.
Needs to get rid of it. Needs to vacate the crease and finally does so, but the pass can't be completed. Will it stay in bounds? No.
That's a bad turnover by the Rams here. You can see the pressure put on by Caroline Colonel and O'Day caused her to make an errant pass.
Ridgefield back onto the attack. Around the net is McCullen. Ground ball here. Campbell Armstrong comes away with it.
Nice job by Campbell Armstrong. We're going to blow the whistle on the Tigers here.
Cross check against Ridgefield with 15-13 remaining.
You saw Caroline Colonel trying to do a little too much there. She tried to force that pass into the middle, but again, Campbell Armstrong doing a great job of taking that ball away and collecting that ground ball.
Up ahead, it's Gianna Bruno. Bruno trying to get to the front of the net. Shot was stopped again, held with a big save.
And again, another big stop on Gianna Bruno. How about Lexi Held right now?
Over to O'Hara. She's double teamed here by Brooke Dean and Bruno, and it somehow escapes. Looking for options. Couldn't get a pass through cleanly. But Slominko comes away with it regardless. A foul called, and now it's Ridgefield up ahead again with under 15 minutes to play.
And after that play, Campbell Armstrong turned back to her team, showing off her frustration.
Cross check on Hevesy. Slominko. A lot of room to work with out of that right corner.
The freshman has looked spectacular this afternoon for the Ridgefield Tigers.
Up top to Picard. Canaan scored the first goal of the second half, Kevin. Since then, though, it has been all Ridgefield as the Rams just not in sync. Top, it's McMullen. Tigers in no rush here. Pass to Colonel, opportunity, and she converts.
That all started with Slominko. And looks like we may see another goalie change here, Frank, for New Canaan.
That is the case, and it looks like we're going to see a timeout to the Rams as well. 13:06 remaining. It is 13-9 Tigers on the HAN Network.
You don't have to go far for authentic Neapolitan cuisine and renowned wood fire pizza. Pizzeria Loretano of Bethel is a contemporary Italian bistro, specializing in authentic wood-fired brick oven pizza Napoletana. Pizzeria Loretano was named one of America's top 1,000 Italian restaurants in 2008 by Zagat, and recommended by Jane and Michael Stern on National Public Radio's Splendid Table. Located close to the Bethel Cinema, we focus on quality, and our food is always made to order. Join us for live jazz Sundays from 6 to 8. Find our schedule, menu, and more at pizzerialoretano.com and like us on Facebook.
At Worcester School, we believe summer is a time for kids to be kids. We provide the safe and nurturing environment for them to find activities that match their interests and allow them to create lasting friendships. Summer at Worcester offers 7 weekly sessions at our Danbury campus from Monday, June 26th through Friday, August 11th for pre-K to grade 8. Find out more about our extended hours, new optional lunch program, and a new low price at summer@worcester.org or 203-830-3921. Summer at Worcester, experience the difference.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
I can't believe it.
Well, Dad, you did it. You sold 160 cars. Ready to go back upstairs now?
I think it's time. I wonder how the boys are making out in their new office.
Not what I had in mind, Kyle. What, Dad?
Maybe we should retire. Right now, lease a 2017 Rogue S for only $139 a month. Isn't it time you got Millerized?
13:06 remaining. 13-9 advantage Ridgefield, and the third goalie of the afternoon in for the Rams. It is the sophomore Kate Reeves, getting her first opportunity in the postseason. Kev, what is your thought on the move to the number 3 goalie now, as O'Day getting just under 12 minutes worth of work here?
Well, that's the thing. I'm a little surprised that they pulled O'Day that fast. And you know, you talk about that turnover she caused. You know, maybe that had something to do with it. You know, giving Caroline Colonel the opportunity. But and again, here's frustrations continue right now for New Canaan. But for Kate Reeves, you know, this could be a moment for her where she makes some big stops. You know, New Canaan could climb back into this.
Call was for Dial coming into the neutral zone to play on the draw, so an infraction there. It goes back to the Tigers, and Colonel quickly up ahead. Had it stripped away momentarily by Armstrong. They're trying to fight for it here. Colonel called for the foul, and it's going back to New Canaan.
Again, love this battle between Campbell Armstrong and Caroline Colonel. Two of the best players on the field easily this afternoon.
Bucci for Dial. Works through contact and across the field now. Swarm of orange jerseys surrounding her there. Rams can slow it down now and set up. The zone has been problematic, to say the least, here in the second half, and it's that expanded zone matchup the Tigers are so well known for, Kevin.
Yeah, they've done a nice job this afternoon, especially, you know, for Campbell Armstrong to only have 1 goal. This Ridgefield Tigers defense has done a great job.
Bucci runs into a double team, trying to split defenders, and she's called for the offensive foul.
Coach Woods, again, showing her frustration on the sidelines.
Bonanno in trouble here. Bruno was called for a foul before she took it away, so it's right back to Ridgefield again.
We saw Bonanno right on this field, to be exact, in the fall when the Ridgefield Tigers won the FCIAC championship in girls soccer. Standout for the Tigers.
She would love nothing more than to add another championship here on Wednesday night, but first, the Tigers have to close out the final 10 minutes.
And this is going to feel like the longest 10.5 minutes for the Ridgefield Tigers. Trying to close a game out against New Canaan, not easy to do.
It will be the quickest 10 minutes of the Rams' lives, especially if the Tigers can hold possession and just work the clock as they are now. There's Hage with it, trying to get around Armstrong. Walled off there. Hage scored the game's second goal. She's been held in check since then. As an errant pass here. One of the few mistakes the Tigers have made today.
And the Canaan Rams catching a break here. This is a big moment for them. Move in transition, get upfield, and try and score a goal.
Here is Reeves with it. Ozemek comes back, makes herself available, and now the Rams can start the attempt at clearing. Charlton with it. Running step for step with her was Hoban. Charlton comes back and resets. Over to Armstrong, trying to get to the front of the net. She makes herself there and scores upstairs. No?
I'm going to say she was in the crease.
Rams were switching goalies on the fly as Blair was heading back to the net. She is repositioned outside the 30-yard line for when the whistle blew, and will now have to sprint to the cage with the Tigers on possession after the crease violation. Wisely held, feels no need to take a shot at the empty net. Instead goes over to Tobin, and that one is going to sting the Rams, having that goal nullified, Kev.
Yeah, that really does sting. Again, just frustrating after frustrating moments here in this game for the New Canaan Rams. Can't seem to catch a break, especially here in the second half, but you got to continue to play strong defense here and try and hold the Tigers here to only 13 goals. See if they can make that comeback.
Rain continuing to fall on a cold spring evening. Baseball's been postponed, but the toughest ladies in the conference continue on here with the FCIAC semifinals. The winner of this will face the winner of Darien and Staples. We'll have that for you live on the HA Network at the conclusion of this game. Everything going the Tigers' way right now. The Rams have been held scoreless for the past 15 minutes. In a game New Canaan has never led.
And again, Frank, you just hear the rain getting louder and louder now. It's really starting to come down. You gotta wonder maybe if that'll affect the second game we have coming up next.
Fans wanted a call against Armstrong. Colonel being guarded by Ozemek. 7 minutes left in regulation. The Tigers lead by 4. Getting free here is Picard. Send it over to Colonel, but a penalty has been called. It's on Armstrong. She earns a yellow card and will sit for 2 minutes.
Again, another bad penalty here. New Canaan. This Ridgefield crowd getting louder.
Picard staring down the cage, shot down low, and Blair got a piece of it.
Great save by Blair. She re-enters the game. And, you know, going back to that penalty, not have Campbell Armstrong for 2 minutes is really going to hurt the New Canaan Rams.
Here's Tanian with it. Another one of those soccer players from the fall. Pass deflected, but still got through to Hage. And a couple of defenders missed. Now she's at the front of the net. Shot on goal, and Blair made the save. Trying to quickly outlet, but everyone's guarded for the moment. Ozimek was off to her left. It's up ahead as Charlton skied up to grab that one. Slipped through a double team and up ahead to Bucci now. 6 minutes remaining. The Rams on the attack. Here's Dial with it. Towards the front of the net. Shot on goal, and they convert.
How about Braden Dial getting her 5th goal of the game. Once you leave her open in transition, forget about it. That's a big goal here for New Canaan, who only now trails by 3.
Dial doing everything she can to keep the Rams in this one. The lead is 3. Armstrong still in the box, so Ozimek will come into the circle to take the draw. Rain starting to fall even harder. The wind is picking up as temperatures expected to drop into the low 50s, high 40s by the end of these 2 games. Ridgefield fans trying to urge the Tigers on through these final 5:56. Draw control to Jane Charlton. Up ahead for Ozimek. A collision at midfield. Coming in was Bruno. She couldn't control it the first time. Comes back towards the Tigers, and it's Fair Smith who comes away victorious after all that.
Oof. Big scrum. Both teams doing a great job of fighting, trying to get possession. Nice job by Fair Smith to be at the right place at the right time. Good awareness.
It's another draw control, though, the Rams probably should have had. That gets away. Fair Smith quickly over to Slamenko. Hauled off a couple of times, and now it's Colonel. Avoids a couple of checks. No call here, and the Ridgefield fans upset.
I like it. I like the refs letting the girls play here. We get 5 minutes now.
Pass in front. McMullen didn't have room to shoot. Still doesn't have a lane, and a hard check there from Charlton. Reaching to her pocket for a yellow card is the official. Off goes Charlton. 2-man advantage with 4:58 to go.
Big opportunity here for the Tigers. A little under 5 to go. 2-man advantage. They really need to get that insurance goal here.
A rookie mistake by the freshman. McMullen, the senior captain, trying to score her first of the afternoon, but wisely retreats. They will take seconds off the clock at this point in time. Colonel being chased by Lee Charlton, the junior. She gets all the way around in front. The shot was deflected by Blair, but too strong. Colonel picks up another, and it's a 4-goal game again.
Caroline Colonel, what a nice little wraparound move. She now has 5 goals. And that's a big insurance goal here, going up by 4. As we approach final moments here in this game, we're getting closer and closer. Don't count out the Rams. This is a good enough team that they can come back from down 4 goals, especially with a little over 4 minutes to go.
.444 remaining. Armstrong is back onto the field. Charlton still sitting out, though, as the Rams are 1 short. Fraction going against New Canaan. Hevesy stepped inside the box. They've got to go back to midfield for the possession.
It just seems like everything's falling the Ridgefield's way.
What is quickly becoming a year to forget for New Canaan lacrosse. Boys falling victim to Wilton in the quarterfinals on Saturday afternoon. Girls in jeopardy of exiting the tournament in the semifinals against the number 6 seed Ridgefield. The Tigers want a shot at the champs. They're 4 minutes away from another shot against Darien.
Darien still has
and
to take
Staples.
care of business. Of course, they got Staples coming up next. Staples, another good team here, but if it indeed is Ridgefield Darien, I think Ridgefield, if they can play like this, they can beat any team.
Pass in front, Tobin with it. That was Picard, actually, and she retreats out. 3:25 to go, Hage. Now McMullen. Tigers content staying to the outside. The lead is 4. Colonel breaks through a couple of defenders. And again, no indications of a shot coming from Ridgefield. 3 minutes to go. Hage had time to readjust the goggles. Maintains possession, circles back, and comes over to Lucy Picard with it.
Great patience, great composure here by the Ridgefield Tigers. Killing a lot of clock.
Charlton back in play. 2:45 remaining. Big check there from Charlton, and the Rams earn possession.
How about Charlton? Coming off the penalty, comes in, gets a clean strip, and gets rewarded with possession for New Canaan here.
Up ahead for Bucci. Couple of Tigers swarm on her. Now Dial with it. She took a stick up high. And a foul and penalty coming here, as it'll be the Rams who take a power play opportunity.
How about Braden Dial somehow able to make the catch? Get through a defender and draw a penalty. So a big spot here for New Canaan to climb back.
Hage will serve time after the crime. 2:15 remaining. Armstrong up ahead. Trying to get by Slaminko. Getting towards the net again. Shot. Score.
That's a big goal here for New Canaan. Still a lot of time.
.210 to play. And it is 14-11. A timeout taken. The Rams chasing 3, but they are running out of time. We'll have the final 2 minutes and 10 seconds after this on the HAN network.
The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
At Portofino Restaurant and Wine Bar in Bethel, fresh and simple food is our concept. Owned and operated by brothers Rocco and Louie, Portofino has a distinct and diverse food and drink menu. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come join us for live local music on Tuesdays and Sundays, Wednesday nights for mouthwatering prime rib, and every Thursday night is ladies' night. Planning a party? All our catering menus are personalized to suit your event and your budget. Join us at the Dolan Plaza, 213 Greenwood Ave, Bethel, and call us at 203-797-8131. Like us on Facebook.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
We'll see what Coach Woods drew up in the timeout. The big advantage here for Ridgefield, Kevin, other than the 3-goal lead, is having Caroline Colonel on these draws. New Canaan needs to win at least 3 more realistically in order to be able to get back in this one.
Caroline Colonel has been, all season long, has been great in the faceoff circle, but on a positive note for New Canaan, they get Campbell Armstrong back, who has looked really strong in the faceoff circle against Caroline Colonel, has won some big faceoffs, so if there's anyone on this New Canaan roster who had won this faceoff circle, it's Campbell Armstrong.
And Hage is still in the box. Canaan needs 3. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. The Blue Wave has arrived. They are standing off behind the south end zone. This one coming back towards the infraction line. Very close that time, but the Tigers will earn possession. The Rams need to double team and find a way to get a turnover. Good quick passes coming from Ridgefield, though. Picard is alone out in front. McMullen doesn't see her yet. Slipped through the double team, but a foul called against New Canaan. The high check on Bucci. 1:46 to go.
Good open space.
Taking a cross check there was McMullen. Might have rolled her ankle. The officials are going to use a timeout here.
Looks like McMullen's going to be all right. Got to give credit to a lot of these fans, too, for sticking it out in the rain here. Both sides, as you have fans starting to pile in for the next game.
Picard with it. Out of lane to the front of the net, but the Tigers, no intentions of shooting right now, Kevin. They are going to run out as much clock as possible. They're within 90 seconds of the FCIAC championship. Tanian with it now. Reverses field. Tried to send a shovel pass along to Picard.
Charlton not happy with that call.
Right side, McMullen. Put it on the floor momentarily. Catherine Costigan with it. Stepped out of bounds, and it's turned back over with 59 seconds remaining. Rams not done just yet.
They got to move quick. Got to get quick shots here.
Clearing attempts have not been the easiest part of the Rams game today, though. They'll put it in the stick of Bucci. Taken away cleanly. McMullen on it again as the Rams give it right back. 50 seconds to go for Ridgefield. McMullen had it checked away this time. Battle for it on the floor. Tanian went down, came right back up, and she still has possession.
Tanian's been so good with the ground balls this afternoon. Another big one right there.
30 seconds left as Colonel checks the clock. She's worked all the way around the outside of the box, draws a foul, and the Tigers are starting to feel it. Costigan to McMullen. Avoids the double team around to the front of the net, and she passes off to the left side. 15 seconds to go. Skip pass to Colonel, and now they can just work it around the outside. For the first time in 3 years, it will not be a New Canaan-Darien meeting in the FCIAC championship. Costigan, that Slamenko is tossed down to the floor for good measure as the Rams get their final shot, but it won't matter. New Canaan will focus on the state tournament. Ridgefield continues the dream season that is 2016-2017. They will play for another championship.
A great game here by the Ridgefield Tigers. You couldn't ask for a better performance coming into this game. New Canaan, such a strong roster filled with great talent, and for New Canaan, they have to be looking at the positives. They have some of these players some of these starters are going to come back next year. This is still going to be a very dangerous New Canaan team next year.
Coach Berger gets a Gatorade bath on the far sideline. And the entire team around to celebrate a huge win for the Ridgefield program. Let's step aside quickly. When we get back, we have our final thoughts on semifinal number 1 and get you set for Darien and Staples in the nightcap on the HAN network.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning freeform pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
Pizza to satisfy even the most demanding critics. Wilton Pizza.
Family and Children's Aid has been serving the community since 1809 and is now the largest outpatient children's mental health care provider in Western Connecticut. Our innovative services include providing shelter to homeless moms and children, substance abuse intervention, mental health counseling, and foster and adoptive services, among others. Our goal is to provide individuals and families a safe haven and hope for a brighter future. Find out more about us at fcaweb.org and call our Danbury campus at 203-748-5689.
Back on the HAN network as the Tigers celebrate a berth in the FCIAC championship game. Kevin, it was a dominant performance from Ridgefield start to finish today. They were the better team and deserved to win.
They did. Right off the get-go, this was the much better team this afternoon. You talk about a fantastic start, going up 4-5-0, getting that big start. And you talk about New Canaan had a really tough time starting the game off with getting possessions in their offensive zone. They couldn't get anything going in those first 10 to 12 minutes, and that's how Ridgefield really gained the momentum, gained the confidence. And my biggest worry was coming out of halftime was Ridgefield, going to play the same way, and they did. It was a great finish, and again, I think Caroline Colonel continues to have showcase her skills, but how about the freshman goalie Lexi Held? Again, some big-time saves on a team like New Canaan. Those saves are not easy to make.
And you're exactly right. Held made some huge saves there at the start of the second half. Armstrong scores to start it, but a couple of saves from Held sway the momentum back to the Tigers. A 3-goal run, which is too much to overcome. And Ridgefield finds themselves in the FCIAC championship. We are going to find out who they will face shortly. Staples and Darien is coming up next. Make sure you refresh your browser. We will have the start for you at 7:10 right here on the HA Network. For Kevin Coleman, I'm Frank Menino. Ridgefield 14, Canaan 11. We'll see the Tigers Wednesday night. Who they face, we'll find out next.